to a brand new episode. This is episode number 2 of this Breaking Point series, obviously, that I'm going to be doing, obviously, for the next few, well, till we complete it, really. And then we'll probably do a driver career mode or a my team career mode. So, episode 2, obviously, let's get into this one. Right, the Chinese Grand Prix, 1 month later, the world of motorsport moves fast with focus quickly. Didn't get to read all the dialogue quickly enough, but yeah, I'm sure you could probably read it if you pause the video. But yeah, let's see what happens.
And it looks like Aiden Jackson's continuing the trend.
He really is, Croft. He's showing great promise so far this season.
Well, here's Ackerman now going up behind his young teammates.
The rumour in the paddock, Crofty, is that the tension's building between these two. Let's see what happens here.
Here we go. Ackerman's going for it. Down the inside of the hairpin. He's barged his teammate off the track.
What are you doing? Casper, what the hell?
Looks like Jackson's really struggling to get
Bit
over
of a naughty move from teammate. So, losing quite a few positions.
Clearly affecting the young driver.
It looks like it has, Crofty. I can't see any significant damage to that car, so he's going to have to pull himself back into this race.
The gap to the car behind is 3.0 seconds.
Right, so
See if you can recover a few places.
yeah, naughty move.
Recover, Aiden.
That's not okay. That's really not okay.
So apparently you gotta recover 10th, or try to. First up is Lando, if we want to do this. I'm gonna attempt it around the outside. Be brave and got it. Job done. Next up is Ocon. I got 5 laps to get P10. And now carrying Norris a little bit here, which is annoying. Don't want to be doing that. We'll do it. Bit of a mistake. I like how there's also yellow curbs on some of the inside of these corners now. Really sort of helps to spot, you know, your turning a little bit better, I'm finding.
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Alright, 5 laps, fuel apparently remaining. Oh, no. Jesus. Okay, that was a pre-rookie error. Well, we are a rookie. Christ. That's what I mean. You take some of these curbs wrong, like you really now got to be a bit more friendly how you're gonna take that corner. I find bit friendly on every single corner basically. I'm sure I'm not the only one struggling a little bit with the game. You know, I'm sure there'll be others who will. I wouldn't say I'm struggling, I'm just getting used or adapting. If that makes sense. You're gonna have moments here or there after probably about 3, 4, 5 days of playing it, a week, you know, 2 weeks. You're probably fully adapted anyway. Because I remember it took me about 2 weeks to adapt from F1 2020 to 20 from 2019. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get P10 here. We're going to have to really up our pace. Alright, time to pull off some moves then, if we're going to get a position. Let's start driving the car.
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining. We have 2 laps of fuel remaining. This is your final lap of the race. Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
Well, plenty to digest there, and a little bit ominous seeing the 2 Racing Point teammates make contact again.
Things don't look stable between these 2 drivers, Crofty. They've barely been teammates 5 minutes.
That wheel bump, could that have been avoided, Ant?
Yeah, it looked like Ackerman was making a bit of a statement to me. He's certainly not given Jackson any room.
A sign of things to come? Well, for their sakes, let's hope not. That wraps things up here in China. Until next time. So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot. A well-earned victory for Mercedes.
Casper, what the hell was that? You nearly put me out the entire race. Bumping wheels like that, you could have put us both into the barrier. Casper, come on, man.
I have to make a phone call.
Casper! Ackerman!
Mom! Cancel the TV subscription. The entertainment is right here.
Come off it. Do you really have nothing better to do?
Right now? No. And why would I want to miss this? You two are like characters in a badly written sitcom. He wanted you a lot to sign Ricardo, you know. Ask anyone.
What do you mean?
The paddock talks, mate. And so did Ackerman. Should have heard him last season. He didn't care who he talked to, and he was always going off and on about you. He tried to stop them from signing you. He didn't want to play babysitter.
Oh, he did he?
Everyone knows. Have you not seen the way that people look at you? We all feel sorry for you, mate. You never stood a chance with him. You want my advice? Prove him wrong. Chin up.
Hey, Ma.
Hello, love. I saw the race and thought I'd give you a call.
And why's that?
Just to say well done, like I always do.
Oh, right.
I saw what happened in the race with Casper. Can't believe he wasn't penalized. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
And Casper, what's he said about it?
Nothing. He wouldn't speak to me.
Well, maybe keep trying. It can't hurt to clear the air. Just remember what your grandmother always used to say. The fights that can't be won are the fights you fight the hardest.
I'm not even sure that makes sense.
Just whatever's going on, don't let it get to you. And call me later, okay?
Will do.
It's that time once again, the final moment before lights out and the charge down to turn one. Who will come out on top at Paul Ricard today? We'll find out soon as the French Grand Prix gets underway. Mastering a lap of Paul Ricard means getting to know 15 corners, 6 left and 9 right, for an overall lap distance of 3.6 miles. The two halves of the long Mistral Straight are separated by a heavy braking zone into a potential overtaking hotspot at the Chicane Nord. And watch out for the drivers running onto the distinctive coloured stripes, which are low in grip and highly abrasive. Here we are then at the Circuit Paul Ricard in France, the 10th race of the 2020 Formula One season. And the standings are starting to take some kind of shape, Ant.
Yeah, exactly. You've got your big three jostling for position at the top, so no surprises there. A little less predictable in the midfield, though you could make an argument for Racing Point underperforming somewhat.
The two Racing Point drivers denying each other points, perhaps. Well, it's all to race for, and a lot of season left ahead of us. So let's see how it all pans out. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Bottas, Leclerc, Daniel Kvyat, and Ricciardo, Norris, Vettel, Sainz, and Pierre Gasly. Ocon, Ackerman, Devon Butler and Albon, Giovinazzi, Grosjean, George Russell and Aiden Jackson, Magnussen and Nicholas Latifi. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
Okay, we've not quite had the start of the season we'd hoped for, but we've got a chance to make up some ground.
So,
today. Try to keep your nose clean.
Obviously, starting P18 here, pretty low. Not sure whether we are going to do a full race here, 13 laps, but lights out and away we go then for potentially a full race here in career mode, or well, this driver heading down into turn 1, bit of contact made. Have we got any damage by the looks of it? No, we keep it just about everything in one piece, but we try and switch back a little bit here on Giovinazzi. Can we go around the outside of Gio? Yes, we can, and have the inside obviously for the next corner. Around the outside here, maybe a Grosjean or Grosjean. And there we go, so already up into 16th. Then, so the aim is to, I think, get both McLarens and both Renaults. So Grosjean coming back, we will fight, we'll try and keep it around the outside. I think the first objective is to get Ocon actually, who's in 12th right now. Not sure how many laps we got to do that. So we're gaining on Russell. Go to the inside. Russell's gonna hold it around the outside though, but we have a position and he concedes eventually the corner. We go around the outside here of Butler. Quite a nice move that one was. So 2 more positions and we're met our target. Not sure whether we're doing a full race here, we'll see. So ERS to get Alex in his Red Bull. So far, China's been my favourite so far to drive, not gonna lie. But this is feeling quite nice now. I'm starting to get used to the game and the physics. Once you're used to that, really, you pretty much mastered it. Obviously you'd expect we're getting used a bit more used to the game. As Ocon making a move on my teammate Aiken, or Ackerman. Who I presume is meant to be like Kimi Raikkonen. We try and make a move now on Ackerman, side by side, wheel to wheel, and we're not going to give him space much as we overtake. And now we're up P2. P12. So next up is Esteban. Hopefully we can get Ocon pretty quickly. So lap 2 or lap 3.
Okay,
DRS now enabled. We get a good drive off that corner. We're in a lovely slipstream here. So that's Ocon done. So Next up is Carlos, or one of the McLarens. Pretty sure the objective is both Renaults, both McLarens. And I'm not sure whether we got an entire race to do this, or what. You know, not really sure. If we do have an entire race, well, pit window is in 3 more laps, or a couple of laps from now. So
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums. The car behind is dropping back. We're seeing a gap form.
try and get a little bit of a cutback manoeuvre started early on the throttle. Here we go then. This time we're going to go around the outside then here. We go off the track, don't leave much space, and Sainz does defend it. And a small warning for us. Then as we right up someone's rear here. Jesus, that's nerve-wracking. And next up is our hero, Vettel, in his Scarlet Ferrari.
You're in the top 10 now. Keep it up.
Obviously, just advice, you know, if you don't want to see any spoilers, probably should warn everyone beforehand, you know, don't want to see spoilers, don't watch the videos, you know, if you know what I mean. So yeah, anyway. Here we go then, bit of ERS, squeeze that out, and there we go. We'll do it a bit wide, but just about okay. Next up, Gasly. I've done this move on Butler, can we do it on Gasly? No. Just seeing, you know, whether or not we could get a move done on Gasly there, around the outside, because yeah, I like going for big moves.
We're boxing this lap. Give us the best in lap you can.
Apparently boxing this lap. Next up's Norris.
Gap to teammate behind is 5.6 seconds.
So ERS is a bit different also to manage in this new game.
Be careful, we think you're going to start losing some tyre grip around now.
And there we go. And next up is Norris, then Ricciardo. Not sure if it's gonna rain. Weather report.
There's static over the radio. Say again.
Oh jeez. Weather report.
No threat of rain for the time being. Conditions looking good. Dries seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
So no threat of rain apparently, even though it is gonna be overcast, a bit hazy. So I think this is the first time I've actually made a pit stop in this game. Let's see how this is. Let's see, yeah, alright, goes. Bit slow. And yep, we've been jumped by our rival Carlos, who's gone on the hards, surprisingly.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit.
Bit daft, in my opinion, to go on the hards. Just because it's only a short race, pal. Not like we're doing a sprint race. Well, you know, not like we're doing a 50% race or anything. It's only a 25% Grand Prix. Why would you go on the hards? You go soft mediums, ain't it? Always. Or maybe medium softs, depending on where you start. You might want to go long and, you know, run softs at the end, have extraordinary pace. That's another option. But anyway, gonna breeze past Carlos. He is squeezing me though. Right to that white line he was. Again, you know, really impressed. You know, this is... I'm not really sure what AI we're running on. Probably 80% this is. Maybe lower. You know. It's not like the AI are outstanding, pace-wise, but, I'm not really sure what pace-wise or AI we're going to be using on the actual game. When we do a My Driver career mode, probably, you know, well, probably going to run a, hopefully a decent pace, AI, so, well, I think we've only got Ricardo now to dispatch of, and that's P4. So, is that the aimman, P4? This race gone pretty quickly. Bit of a rear end slide. Cool, so DRS help us out. Around the outside, nice. So get the move done. Quite nicely then there. And next up is Ricardo, then P4. Probably the spot we're aiming for. And we've just done the fastest first sector. Green in the middle. And can we get Ricardo now? open up the DRS. Can we get Danny Rick as we do our personal bests? So we're all over the rear end of the Australian. Small lock-up for Ricciardo. Where's our teammate? He's there. So he's stuck behind Alfa Romeo. He's having quite a poor race. I'm not gonna lie, France feels the least worst for the curbs so far that I've driven. Doesn't feel as violent you did in previous games.
There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
I know the curbs are pretty flat, Paul Ricard. And the ones that are big, you avoid.
Okay, you're catching the car ahead, but remember, we need to get to the end of the race on these tyres.
And round the outside, then down the inside, then as well, or whatever. And Ricciardo does come back. Wow, I was not expecting that from Danny Rick. What a and that's a typical Daniel Ricciardo maneuver. I'm not gonna lie, to do one like that, that was superb. In fact, I want to have a replay of that if we've not missed it. Oh, we have. But that was fantastic from Ricciardo to make such a maneuver. Likewise, I really liked that.
Good job.
Will we see another dive? But yeah, that was fantastic. I really didn't expect him to do that. That was brilliant, like the way he just went down the inside. Luckily we made 0 contact, but just shows you the aggression of the AI this year in the game. And this probably is on a lower difficulty. The AI are not afraid to try and have a go. If they sniff an opportunity, they will certainly be willing to risk it. I don't know whether that'll become a bit of a problematic situation at any point. Probably will eventually in some scenarios, but yeah, they're really willing to have a go then, which I like. You know, that's how it is, you know, or should be. You know, you want AI to have good battles with AI, because not all the time you're going to be playing online, not all the time you're going to be doing league racing or, you know, whatever. When you do league racing or online, people complain about people dive bombing each other, sadly. But, you know, that's what I mean, like, manoeuvres like that, you know, I really liked, you know.
It is 12.2 seconds.
That was very fantastic to witness from an AI, you know. Right, we're on our second final lap here. We've gotten up into P4, our target. We haven't had to use one flashback in this race, if I remember rightly. So that's an improvement. Obviously, it shows we are adapting to the game quickly.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
Shows we are certainly adapting. We run wide. So, final lap then of the race. We exit that corner.
This is your final lap of the race.
Moving on to then the final lap of the Grand Prix here at Paul Ricard. Don't have to do anything clumsy or too risky. So, yeah, as I was saying, Sainz really went for odd strategy, I think, today. Going on the hards. Don't get why he did that. Like, he'll finish P6, but yeah. We've got excellent points here today. Twelve of them, in fact. And Lewis Hamilton wins and the French Grand Prix as we will come home ahead, completing our objective of beating 2 Renaults and 2